Yes, Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to thank the event planners, SLS, for having us in this interesting panel discussion. I would like in the beginning to introduce the panelists. Next to me I have engineer Ahmed Al-Husaybi. He is actually an engineer in facade design technology. He is the lead facade design in Dar engineering, and having an extensive experience of 12 years in facade design technology and facade implementation and materials that are related to building facade engineering. Next to Engineer Ahmed, we have Mr. Nicholas Murphy, Head of Entertainment at IMG Events. Mr. Murphy has an extensive experience in event planning and event management, and he has been in the region of GCC for quite a while, mainly in Dubai, if I'm not mistaken. And today our topic will be, we will talk about the topic of sustainability from different aspects. Myself, I would like to introduce myself also. My name is architect Abdulaziz Al-Azam. I'm the principal lighting designer and founder of DTS, a lighting design office based in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We have been in the business of lighting consultancy for more than 12 years. My office was founded in 2010. I'm also an advisor at the Royal Commission for Riyadh City for the diplomatic quarter. Engineer Ahmed, if we can start just having a brief discussion about how really you can have this sustainability, and how sustainable can the process of facade design and facade engineering, how can the end result be an interesting design, and at the same time it is respecting the sustainable aspect in your design itself?
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Abdulaziz, for your warm introducing us. Actually, the facade design mainly, we are caring too much about the sustainable part of the design. As you know, now we are in evaluation of the new generation of the green building design, and I'm quite happy that Saudi projects now become much more caring about the sustainability and the green buildings. Actually, if we are going to introduce and identify what is the green facade system, actually we can say facade, you can use, you can specify the right material, which is the local material, that reducing the logistic, and also it's like a kind of carbon engineering. So we are caring about, as you know, most of our current projects nowadays, it's green, it's LEED projects. We have multi categories of LEED. We have LEED Gold, we have LEED Silver, we have LEED Platinum. For example, LEED Silver, it's around, you have to get all of the material for the envelope design 800 kilometers away from your project. If you are speaking about the LEED Gold, we are speaking about 400 kilometers from your project. Actually now the Saudi products become much more better than before. We are speaking now about very big facilities that offering very good glass that used in the facade. For instance, in Europe it's too much common to use trouble silver glass in order to reach to the best performance that we need from the building. So the thermal performance, it's quite important when we are speaking about the rising the thermal performance of the external skin of the building. So because of the building itself, it's the facade itself, it's the barrier between the external and the internal environment. At the same time, it's quite important to use the right material, the local material, and also with taking into consideration the value engineering. Because it's here, for instance, we have in Saudi, in Jubail, Guardian Glass, for example, which is the supplier of Khalifa Tower Glass. Okay, it's a very big facility, locally available. Also, we have American Glass and Chemicals in Yanbu, so they are also producing high quality glass that providing the very good U value for the building. Also the solar heat coefficient, and because we are speaking about the lighting, it's quite important to speak about the visual light transmittance that we are taking into consideration when designing the building. It's up to the multi-factors, but the main factor, which is the function of the building itself. So if you are speaking about hospitality facilities, it's not like the residential facilities. Some of, for example, the hotels itself, they are specifying the VLT, like we are working currently with Oberoi, who are specifying, okay, we need 30% of the external light to come to inside the environment. Okay, but if we are designing hospital, for example, or a residential building, we need much more light to be inside. Currently, we are designing multi-projects using VLT around 50%, which is a very high number in Saudi because it's too much shiny in the external environment. At the same time, we are taking consideration issues. We are in our DAR engineering, we are working as 15 disciplines aligned together in parallel to reach to the target point, which is end of issued for construction drawings and data. So we take in consideration the sustainability, the acoustic, the VLT, the solar heat gain coefficient, which is very important in the HVAC system in order to reducing the power that used in one building. On the long term, okay, we can say we are not paying too much money for electrical bills. Okay, instead of and reducing the carbon that possible to be done because of using too much electricity in the same building.
Thank you for such interesting information, Engineer Ahmed. Nick, I mean it's quite interesting to jump to a quite a different topic about sustainability in your field. I know there is not a lot of engineering in your experience, but I think part of your work, sustainability plays a big role, but in different aspects. We have discussed a little bit about this matter before the talk, and it might be interesting to really understand how you integrate sustainability within your work. And then maybe after you talk about this matter, I would like also to discuss a little bit from my side how all these aspects in terms of lighting, facade design and entertainment, I mean, how all these can be very well connected within a proper sustainable approach.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think what I love especially about this panel is that we all have a different perspective on something that does affect everyone as well, regardless of their position or their experiences as well. Because when it comes to sustainability, like Ahmed was saying as well, a big part of that could be investing in local material. Obviously, it's less of a carbon footprint for transporting materials, but then also choosing to go sustainable then pumps back into the local economy. And it's definitely something that has always been important, obviously, but it's something that's become a lot more, I guess, woke is kind of the term, and perhaps it is because this generation is maybe a cashless society, maybe not physically counting coins, gives them the kind of mental freedom to then really focus on what's important. And with my background in more creative production, I mean, just as general life philosophy as well, is to vote with your dollar or vote with your reals, and really know what you're investing in when you purchase things, because sustainability can be a bit of a financial investment, but it can also then benefit a local economy. And in terms of an entertainment sustainability, it really is quite a broad term that we can apply everywhere. Sustainability could mean less consumable material, less wastage. It could also mean using local materials as well in the carbon footprint. Or it could also be investing in higher quality things that last longer. And yeah, from an entertainment point of view, for me specifically, when it comes to a lot of what I do is less one-off events and more in-house productions. And a specific example of sustainability in the GCC region as well, there was a production that had certain costumes, and when brought to the GCC region, there was a censorship and a modesty that needed to be included into that costume design. So in order to accommodate basically a skin tone unitard was put underneath the costume, but then we found that, well, if the costume isn't touching their skin, it needs to be washed less. So we're using less electricity to wash the costumes, we're using less detergents, less consumables, because we basically created a second skin under the costume. And in a sense, it is an active choice towards sustainability, but ended up improving overall operation as well.
Yeah, that's really interesting what you're saying. For my part, I mean, if I will talk a little bit about the lighting aspect, of course, I truly believe that if lighting is utilized in the wrong way, whether on facades or even in entertainment, because in the entertainment industry, of course, you will have amazing designed buildings or booths or whatever. So of course lighting is an integral aspect and integral element that will be used within the aspect that we are talking about. And one of the most crucial elements that we should really be very careful about is to have a very sustainable approach in lighting in different aspects. Of course, the first part is energy saving. This is something many people talk about, and they understand that LEDs, they are energy saving. But if these lights are actually designed, utilized in the wrong way, where you have a lot of LEDs, excessive amount of lumens, these lights, they are not dimmed in the right way, then even if the building looks nice, or in the venue or the event itself is looking nice, then we are really missing a very important aspect, which is a sustainable lighting design approach. A very interesting example of a sustainable lighting design, I can talk about a project that I have done last year in Al-Ula. I was commissioned to do a big part of the old historic mud houses that are being left as it is. So my approach was to have in each building 2 or 3 4-watt LED bulbs that are dimmed manually, and these bulbs were really consuming very low energy. But if you see the overall effect from far, you can see the effect of the building from far away, because it's creating this glowing effect. So sometimes less is more in lighting, and this is something very important, and we are really missing it a lot and sometimes in many of our projects in Saudi Arabia, whether it's in the entertainment industry or in public buildings or in normal buildings. Sometimes the architecture is designed very well, the facade is designed very well, and then when it comes to lighting, you see that they are treating the buildings in a wrong way by applying way too much lighting with high illumination levels without any lighting control, bringing lights that are from abroad, of course, but also that they need a lot of maintenance. So all these things, if they are properly done, and now if you can see the advancements of the Saudi industry itself, you can see a lot of factories in Saudi Arabia. They are producing some good amount of lighting, which is locally made. Of course, it's not 100% locally made, but still it is a Saudi-made product. And I am one of the consultants who always tries to push for local content, and I truly believe that if this approach is done not only by lighting designers, even by, as engineer Ahmed mentioned, by facade designers, or even in the entertainment industry, this is where we will have really a truly sustainable approach for a whole complete scheme. Whether we are engineers, architects, event planners, doctors, whatever it is, sustainability, as you mentioned, Nick, it's a broad perspective, but at the same time, really, it's something that people needs to pay attention a lot on it, because we are living in a world where our resources are getting less and less, and we are depending a lot on energy in a way where we are not really taking care of this issue a lot. So this is something I wanted to address from my side, and I would be really interested if Engineer Ahmed would give us, I mean, I was just talking to him before the session, and he said that his Dar Engineering are working on some projects in the entertainment field. Maybe you can give us just some, some talk about this part and how you are integrating, the facade design part in it, and also the sustainable matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Abdul. Actually, we are caring too much during the facade design to do the most appropriate design that integrated with multi-elements. For example, we are caring about the lighting grooves, and the materiality, how to do the grooves, how the grooves not to be fragile in the long term. Even the CCTV cameras, fixation, how it will be integrated with the facade. Everything related to the facade, it's a part of the facade we have to care about. As you mentioned, actually, we are too much caring to do lighting design that is quiet, that is not too much loudly when you are driving your car on the street, nothing that give you that very strange attention that maybe causing an accident on the roads. Sometimes also the media screens locations, the size of the media screen, the resolution, that all integrated together with the facade, and with the right determination of the location itself, the size, and also how much the brightness to outside, so it will not be that much noisy to the pedestrians. If you park your car and just walk inside the landscape to reach to the building, it's not that much noisy to the pedestrians, and also attractive at the same time. Without actually the lighting, also the light colors, the RGB colors, the lighting cruisers, the LED linear lighting. Actually, we are too much caring about how much it's integrated with the facade materiality. Sometimes we have the glass, the light with the glass, it's not that much good. And also the colors, the light colors, and also the material that we are using in the facade. For instance, sometimes we are using solid elements like GFRC, which is integrated well with the lighting, but there is sensitivity when we are choosing lighting in front of the glass, because it's something that will be reflected to outside and to inside at the same time. So the lighting holder should be integrated at the right location. Even we are designing sometimes the joint between the glass to be the light holders, external cover cabbing, like what we are seeing right now in the CAFT projects, for example, the highest tower there. the IF tower. Actually, it's too much attractive to see the lighting that integrating inside the aluminum cover cap from outside with acrylic, just to make it providing color, not that much shiny. And also it's attractive even from big distance. Yeah. That's what we are actually carrying when designing the lighting. At the same time, we are, as mentioned, the visual light transmittance, it's too much important in order to making this facade sustainable or not. The double skin facade, it's something commonly used in Europe, but here in Middle East it's not that much commonly, but because it's like you are duplicate the cost of the facade. But at the same time, it's ventilated facade system that keeping the building itself ventilated and naturally.
Passive cooling.
Yeah. Keeping the light coming to inside, easy to maintenance. I totally understand that it's too much costly in the beginning, but on the long term, as mentioned, it's much more safer for regarding the cost. I'm quite happy to see, for instance, here in Saudi, SABIC headquarters in Dammam. They are using for double skin facade for 90,000 square meter of facade. It's really high cost, but at the end it's really impressive.
Very energy efficient, yes.
Really, and they are too much reducing. I just checked recently the amount of the carbon engineering, how much they are reducing the carbon production in this building, because of, on the long term, as mentioned, it's too much safer. Yeah, actually, that's
Thank you. So,
can I just add on
yes,
to that
yes,
as
please
well? Just to kind of hark back to what Ahmed was saying about pre-existing spaces as well, and kind of using what's there and what's given us. And Abdulaziz, to your case study, I think a huge part of sustainability can also be the venue. Repurposing a venue, and it's a trend that we're seeing as well in entertainment, is unconventional spaces. You'll see people eating dinner in a cave, or you'll see a rock concert on the water. Obviously it's something that draws in a crowd, but I think it's also another way to make sure that you are investing in sustainability. If you can use the same venue, even lighting it differently, giving it a new story, but using the bones that are there, or celebrating the geography as well. I mean, even these halls, I think we used years back for the Riyadh season announcement.
Actually, you remind me of something. These halls in the month of Ramadan, there is a very interesting event that happens. It's not an event. It's actually something done by a خيري, مشروع خيري in English. Sorry, I forgot the word in English. خيري. It's a humanitarian event. They collect clothing from the whole Riyadh city, and this actually in Riyadh became for 2 weeks a huge hunger for clothing, and all the people who were working in this place were volunteers to collect these clothes and to segregate them for different ages and so on. So in terms of talking about an example of sustainability, I think this place has been used as a venue for such event, but at the same time it's also reutilized in different times for a different purpose.
Yeah, I would like.
You just reminded me of it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I would like to draw your attention regarding what's had been done in Al Bujairi. Al Bujairi, it's historical area.
In the area, yeah.
Yeah, in the area, which is since 10 years, it's not that much light there. But as you can see, because of the lighting design there in the landscape, that show the historical buildings, the elements, the mud in the facade, all elements regarding the openings, the water drainage system. Also, they fixed some lighting fixtures, and also with the palms that there, and in the middle of each palm and in the core of each palm, that they put like lighting device. It's really making that the urban design of this one. It's really great to
It's a
move
whole
inside.
story, actually, a moving story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's unique as well to the region. I think that's something that Saudi definitely is so rich in its history that it has so much opportunity for, I guess kind of upcycling a venue or upcycling a space as well. And like you mentioned about kind of the way you said it's a lot of hard work to be sustainable. We're definitely not saying it's easy, otherwise we wouldn't be here. But in that sense, it could also create more jobs. We could need people to divide things that can be recycled, or people to collect the clothes, or people to divide the clothes and issue them out. I think there's a lot more to sustainability. There's a lot of kind of micro decisions that can be made that really do impact.
The event called, it's not an event, this kind of humanitarian event, it was called Kiswa, and I would really urge everyone here to go to the internet and read about it. It's truly impressive figures. They got the Guinness Book of Records because of the amount of clothing they collected. Yeah, it was done here, but it was done. The event is not. It has a different sponsors. Yeah, completely humanitarian. So it's not a. It's a profit-free event. Yeah.
And I think in terms of. If it's lighting specifically as well, I think that's where it gets really important to have on your team, or to have in the planning stages, somebody with an engineering background, or somebody that understands the logistics, and then somebody on the more creative side to kind of mix that tech and that art to create something unique to the space and create something entertaining as well.
So true. So thanks a lot for both of you guys for attending this panel discussion. Would like to give some minutes for anyone to have a question for us. Any questions, we are ready to answer. Thank you very much. Questions?
It was pleasure hearing all of you, especially when you are talking about facade design these days. I would like to have a question. These days the trend is regarding the perforated panels on any structures. That will have an also effect on the interior as well. At the same time, you will be eliminating the complete facade like a wall washer or this type. What do you have an opinion on this kind of projects?
Yeah, actually this facade design method, it had been used in Riyadh Metro. If you notice the stations and the roof, the skylights, it's like a glass with, it's considered as double skin facade, which is a glass as the first layer, and then the second layer, which is the aluminum perforated sheet. Actually, the use of aluminum perforated sheet or the digital printing on the glass to do some dots or ceramic threads. It's like a technology that used in the glass on the surface too, with keeping the coating of the glass good, and in order to guarantee the thermal performance that's not affected because of the area that penetrated in the glass. So this kind of glass, actually, it's commonly used. It's like design-wise. Okay. Regarding the maintenance, we have to guarantee the maintenance, especially in Riyadh. It's around 50 days rainy and all, and we have too many dust. So the cleaning and maintenance on the long term, the facade access system, how we are going to clean each part. So it's something to be designed and guaranteed. It's a part of facade design, actually, to maintain the elements. So it's considered, as mentioned, it's as a double skin facade, offering too much shadow to inside, and some shadow design because of the perforation design that will be reflected to the internal environment. So it's, as mentioned, it's something good. If you are going to use it horizontally in the skylights, it's much hard to maintain. Commonly used for the external skins, the vertical glass. In front of the vertical glass, we make like a catwalk, which is like accessible area corridor, in order to maintain and access to the facade with some doors and openings. So as I mentioned, it's like considered as sustainable facade design because it's double skin facade. it's here in Riyadh. I'm happy to see that they are using the double skin facade with an economic way. Like using some kind of external fabrics, which is BTEFE, that offering some shadows and reducing the heat gain of on the external skin. So it's supporting also the glass to do much more better U value because of the shade, and supporting the HVAC design because the shading coefficient will be less. Especially here, actually, the Saudi building code, it's in much better position because it's too much close to American standards, European standards, and international code. The solar heat gain coefficient now should be 0.25, which is match SPC code now equal to lead silver. So it's very good values that we can see in the external skin, and also it's offering much sustainable points that to be can be in the balance when we are collecting the points for the lead. Even the using of the aluminum system, sometimes we are using hydro products, which is super sustainable, fully recyclable aluminum, and also the steel, also caring about using the exact grade of the steel that we are using. Reducing the welding, which is too much carbon, using the mechanical fixation. So there are multi-methods, not only using the right material or local produced materials, also the fixation style, the method of installation, make it faster, make it easier, and also in taking into consideration the supply and the chain, the logistic during the project phases. So sometimes it's cradle to cradle, we got some points, cradle to gate, we get less points. So all of these small points actually we should take in consideration during the facade design, installation, and design process, and also in the fabrication process. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.